All right. Welcome to my weekly, live, but daily Christmas drawing for May 25th, 2022. Today is May 25th. On this date in 1977, the original Star Wars movie was released in movie theaters, but I will not be doing a Star Wars drawing today. I just wanted to bring that up. But for today, I'm going to do a drawing of a piece that was inspired by something I actually got a week or two ago in the mail. I'm going to bring up the camera here. I know this never goes well when I show things on camera, but yeah, I know it might be an odd time to be buying Christmas stuff, but about 2 weeks ago, this went up for a good deal, so I had to pick it up. It's a 1,000 piece. Let me see how I can. There we go. 1,000 piece Mario Nintendo Christmassy type puzzle. There's the back of the box there. But that inspired what I'm going to do today. I've always been a big Nintendo fan. Love Mario, love Luigi, love the whole crew. So for this piece, I'm gonna do it a little bit differently. I'm gonna start on the background first, and then we'll hide that, and then we'll work on the main characters. So let me make sure I'm all set up here. So basically, I'm just going to do my background. It's not going to be anything fancy. It's just going to be some hills, and then I'm going to use the tree brush. Actually, I don't even know why I'm doing this in pencil. I could probably erase this and just do this as the final marker. Do this in the ink. We're going to do a darker tone for the sky. All right, then I'm going to go a little bit darker, and I'm going to grab the brushes here for the trees. I'm going to do a few different clusters here. And I'm not too sure what some of these look like. These brushes like already have foreground and background in it. But the thing is, it has like a solid line on the bottom. So I don't really care for that one too much. But we're going to leave that back there. It doesn't really matter. You won't see it anyway. Let's see what this one looks like. Yeah, I don't care for those too much because they're kind of boxed in. So we'll go back up here to the regular trees. Make some of them darker. That was a little tiny guy there. I'm going to get rid of that one because the lighter one should be in the front. Put them in the back, more opaque. Opaque. All right, that's good enough. I know all the trees look the same, so let me throw in a little random guy here. There we go. All right, so that's our background. Now for the foreground, we're going to do this as a snow, but we're going to do it a little bit icier in shade there. And then we'll highlight it with some white. Let's get out of those tree brushes, otherwise we'll be drawing trees everywhere. All right, now while we're here, we're going to do a little bit of snowfall in the sky. I actually don't know if I have a snow per se brush that looks like snow, so we're just going to go to spray paint and flicks. I thought I had one that was let me look around here. Maybe I do. Water flicks, organic. Trying to think if I have one that's just snow. I added a few other ones in here the other day. Um, yeah, I'm not seeing anything that's what I'm looking for. So we're just going to go to the spray paint and we'll do the flicks. And we'll do them in white. Seems a bit too heavy though. Like, I don't know how I... Yeah, we'll leave it like that. All right, so now we're going to add a new layer on the top of that. We're going to hide that one because this one we'll use as our sketch layer. That way I could sketch in the characters that I'm going to be drawing here. And if I have to move them around, I'll move them around. So it's just going to be a classic 3-tier snowman. But we're going to have 2 of them since there are 2 Mario brothers. Now, growing up, Mario brothers, you always just thought it was Mario and Luigi. But if you think about it, their name is the Mario brothers, which would lead you to believe their last name is Mario. So Mario's name would be Mario. That's how you would get the Mario brothers out of it. All right, this snowman's going to have your Mario hat. So that'll be Mario's. Mario's hat on this snowman. So then to have a Mario snowman, obviously we're going to need his signature nose and mustache. And just the regular snowman eyes. We'll give him a couple of buttons there. He'll have some snow piled on him. There was a Mario Advent calendar that came out last year, which had these 2 figures in it, a Mario and a Luigi snowman, which I wish I would have got it, but I had way too many Advent calendars last year. I'm sure it'll be back around this year. So that's going to be our Mario one. And Luigi's a bit of a taller fellow. He has what my family would describe, my wife and kids, as a tall head, like I do. They say I have a tall head. So we're going to give him a tall head because Luigi has a taller head. I'm not sure why their bottom parts are so melted like this, but that's how it is in the figures, so that's how we're going to leave it. And then Luigi's scarf, I don't know what the hell he's got going on here. He's got like 3 different flaps on it on this figure. I mean, it doesn't really make sense to me, knowing how scarves operate, but it's Luigi. He's a little off. All right, so now Luigi has the same nose, but a different mustache. Luigi's got a shorter mustache. Same eyes. And we're going to give him the same style hat. But obviously this one's going to be green. And it'll have the L on it. All right, so now we're going to add another layer on top of this. We'll switch it to our ink. And we'll ink these guys up. Now in this instance, I drew kind of heavy with the pencil, so I'm going to go back to that pencil layer and I'm going to lighten it up a little bit. Just because it is a little too dark. I usually never push that hard, but I don't know. Must have been pushing a little bit too hard on the pencil today. That's the thing I like about the Apple Pencil. It has, depending on how hard you're pushing it onto the iPad, I'll give you an example. It'll start thin and light, and then the more you push, the heavier and thicker it would get. All right, back to the drawing here. I'm going to erase a spot here for some snow to be sitting on top. And I'll draw, he's going to have quite a bit of snow on the top of his head here. All right, now we'll work on the scarf since this has a piece that's going to go in front of his face. And again, not too sure why there's two other things there, but that's how it is. Last week when I was doing the Hallmark ornament, there are quite a few Nintendo ornaments in there this year that are really cool. I missed out on the one I really would have wanted a couple of years back was a Legend of Zelda one, a classic one from the Nintendo. It was a Link figure, it played the music, and I did not get it, and I regret it. The guy I work with got it, and he was bragging to me about it. But I never got it. All right. So now we'll finish up his tall head here. Then we'll fill in anything here that we missed. And that looks to be good for Luigi. Now we'll go over here and work on Mario. We'll work on his hat first. And I don't like the way that nose turned out. That's a little better. All right. His scarf is like a normal scarf. All right. And the bottom part, again, not too sure why these are this droopy and melty looking. All right, now we'll eliminate this pencil layer. You could actually just delete it. Reference this one. Now, just to show you here, I'm going to put the background on. So obviously they're there, but they're kind of hidden because they're clear. So I have to fill them in, and then they'll stand out. But I'm going to keep that back layer hidden for now. I'm going to do an icy blue. That way it'll stand out, at least for now, while I fill all this in. So these aren't going to be colored like Mario because obviously they're snowmen. So we're going to fill them in with this blue. Then we'll hit up some highlights and some shadows. Then we'll fill in their hats and scarves. I'm going to go a little bit lighter blue for the snow on their hat. Actually doesn't look lighter. It looks grayer. But that's all right. All right, then for Luigi, he's got a lime green color. So we'll fill in that L. And this looks a little too fluorescent. Let me see how this looks. That's better. You gotta get the coloring right sometimes here. We're gonna give him a green scarf. Then we'll go with some black charcoal pieces here. Then the eyes will be black. And I do have to fill in this part of the hat with white, otherwise you're going to see right through it. All right, so now we're going to go on to Mario. Let's give him his iconic red gear here. We'll give him a red scarf as well. Well, red to match him and green for Luigi. Then we'll do black charcoal for the buttons and his eyes. Then we'll turn the background on and see where we're at, make sure I didn't miss anything. So now we're going to turn that back on. Looks like it lined up pretty good. So now we're going to go, we'll turn that off for now just so we don't get distracted. I'm going to make another layer, and I'm going to keep it above this because I noticed I colored in the reference layer, which I usually never do, but it's a little too late to go back now. So we're going to leave it. We're just going to shade these guys a little bit, pop some highlights on them. Might be a little too dark there. All right. I'm going to try to build a Mario Snowman this year. I never really thought about it. Seems fairly easy. The hardest part would probably be the mustache, but that's about it. We'll pop over here to Luigi. We'll put some shadows on him. Then we'll do some highlights. Get our background back on there. Add a little bit of dirtiness to them, and then these guys will be done. I wonder if I put any. No, I did not. There we go. Makes it a little more realistic there. All right, now I'm wondering if I should do a little bit of blending here so it's not so harsh. Let's see. I'll tone it down a little bit. All right, now we'll do some highlights on them. We'll do white for those. Guess he really wouldn't have any on his hat. So we'll do a mid-tone one again over here. We'll start with that. Then we'll add the heavier one on top. All right. All right, that looks good for there. Now I will turn the background on. Well, you know what? Let me go back to the reference layer here. Add a little bit of my grit here. Mario has definitely seen some better days. Here we go. A lot of my older drawings, when I would do little mess ups or little dirty marks like this on them, I would hide stuff in them. So if you ever go back and look at some of my older drawings, you might notice some things I hid in them. Nothing vulgar or anything like that, but maybe my initials, my lucky number, something like that. I used to hide them in a lot of the drawings I would do. All right, Luigi, you look like you would have a couple of hairs coming out of the nostrils there. I'm not sure how much of this stuff you'll see once I get the background turned back on here, but we'll see. Okay. That looks good enough for me. Looks good. Now, what I should probably do is add another layer. Let me think where I could keep it. I guess I'm going to have to go behind them here, but above the background. I'm going to add a shadow underneath them. So by doing that, I could draw like this and it won't draw on them. So I'm going to lighten that up. I'll make it a little bit bigger. And then we'll cast a little shadow here. Turn on our background. Then what I'm going to do for the final touch here is add one more layer, put it all the way on top. Go back to my snowflakes or whatever I was using for snowflakes. And run a few of them in front of everything. Let's see. That was a little too large. Oh boy. Let me look. I gotta have something else here. I know I had something that I used for snow once before. There it is. Driven snow. All right, so let's try this. This is gonna look a little bit like blurry, like it's actually like different depths to it. All right, I think that's good. That gives some dimension to it. So now I'm going to sign it. I'll do a classic Mario red, switch it to my calligraphy brush, sign it down here. And today is the 25th, also known as, I believe, Rudolph Day, the 25th of every month. All right, there we go. So that is my Mario and Luigi Snowman, inspired by, let me bring this up again here, inspired by the Christmas puzzle that I picked up maybe 2 weeks ago. All right, so that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Give you a close-up here of Mario, one of Luigi. Thanks for watching. I should be back here again next week, as usual. Make sure you're checking out my Instagram feed. I post daily pictures on there. I've been trying a few new techniques on there. So make sure you check that out. I'd appreciate it. Check me out over on YouTube. Follow, click, subscribe, whatever you can, wherever you can. I always appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.